In today's episode, we are going to expand our wood infrastructure, build more fisheries and butcheries, as well as inviting a plethora of more villagers to our village. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rolo, and welcome back to Foundation. In our previous episode, we started off our little civilization. We built our woodcutters camps and just set up the basic resource requirements and gathering that we do require. And then also we've started setting up our little village that we do need to expand our little civilization. And we've also set up a market where people can buy and sell their goods. So yeah, from that we are going to continue on this journey to build up our civilization and get to a point where we have a thriving economy. So I want to really form a solid base that we can work from. And as per my previous episodes that I've made on Foundation, from the early access version, we did have a quite decent base resource setup, which I think is what we need to do, as this will allow us to expand quite quickly. So some of the new expansions that we do have is to add an additional area here for more homes, and then also adding areas where people can then fish for some additional food, which is quite important for us as well, as we do need a variety of food for our civilization to level up. So we can see if we look here, we do need some desirable neighborhoods. We need the beautification and commoner, and then we also need from a person's perspective to up their happiness. But it does seem like they've changed it a little bit. So it seems like it's rustic food and then refined food, which in the past you needed two different types of food to satisfy the essential parts of the needs. But I believe this additional needs is just to level on that for some higher quality food. So I think there is a bit of a distinguishing factor between those two, which weren't there before. So for meat and bread and all that, we'll get to quite soon. I do believe we can unlock butchering, so we are going to get that. And what's this? Lumber camp improvements. This is new. This is definitely new, so I'm going to get that. I think it's probably to expand your lumber camps. It's something that wasn't there before, so that seems really, really interesting that we can dive in a bit in the future. So let's actually have a look at it. So on the lumber camp, we do have this edit building button. Let's see what we do have. We have production, we have part level mode. What does this do? I have no idea what I'm doing. I'll probably figure it out quite soon. Let's see, interior access and visibility, part mode, okay. Not really too sure exactly what that improvement does. Maybe it will tell me. Wooden wagon can store with 10 resources. Large wood depot. Tool rack. It's a decorative part. Okay, I can add worker capacity. Okay, so essentially you can increase the worker capacity for a particular lumber yard. That's really, really cool. Don't know if we can apply it for an existing one. Let's see. I think there should be additional ones. Okay, that's just the hunter's hut and our butcheries. So let's maybe see if I can, if I build a lumber yard, what I can do. Okay, so it doesn't seem like there's some additional stuff there just yet. So I'll probably figure that out a bit later. But yeah, let's add that one additional person to our little village. It seems like our stone is at a good spot, so we'll unlock the stonemason's hut a little bit later. So I think the first thing that we want to do is just to expand on our overall food production. So we have the hunting option available to us. So it does seem like there's a lot of space here for hunting. So I think we can designate this part as hunting. Just a small part. I don't think we need to allow that large of an area for hunting. But I mean, we do need that food, so if you have a place where the food is being produced, that should be good. So from a food perspective, let's put on, I'm going to put on 2 hunter's huts for now. So let's build that one, and we'll build our secondary one. I think 2 for now should be fine. I'll add an additional one when I feel like it's needed. And then also for that, we also need to have our butchery. So the butchery I'm not going to put too far away from the hunter's hut, but I don't want it to spoil the actual bush that we do require. but we don't have the income for that yet, so we probably need to look at opening up some trading routes once we have enough plates. I think, or once we have enough planks. I think we need 20 of those. Oh, this is new. Words of your village's first church have reached the clergy. They appreciate the dedication to the faith and thus hold you in high regard. Very well, thank you. So for those who don't know, the progression is quite important. You get different parts of your progression. You have your labor influence, you have your kingdom influence, and then you have your clergy influence. Labor means your people living in the your little village and the happiness that they have. Your kingdom influence will relate to your military aspect of your little village, but that's something that we'll get to a bit later. And then your clergy influence, as we saw now, is related to your religion and faith of your little village, and this will then increase as we go along. So you have some additional mandates. I don't want to discuss a levy, but maybe I should. I think my villagers are quite happy, so let's discuss. Yeah, it has to be done, unfortunately. I'm really, really sorry. So now we can actually go ahead and build our butchery. You see, it does reduce the happiness for a little bit, but we do need the coins every now and then. Later on, we will start looking at tax offices, and the tax offices will go ahead and collect the tax from the different buildings. I don't think they do generate tax as of yet. I do think we need to unlock it before we can get to that point. Alrighty, so as I said in the beginning, this next section that I want to do is to transform this little area into purely a wood cutting area. So there's a few things that we are going to require. I'm going to build a few foresters. I'm going to build 2 foresters, and then the rest will be our woodcutters camps and then our sawmills. So we can build or expand as we need it. So these foresters I can actually put quite close together. Just want to make sure the entrances don't overlap. Let's maybe let the entrances show on the same side. Just put them a little bit away from each other. There we go. So we can start building those ones. So the foresters, I think we can... You should be able to define the area that they can extract it from quite soon. So it seems like each forester will have their own area that you can dedicate. But it doesn't seem like it though. It's not like your farm fields that we'll get to a bit later. So we're going to keep those foresters, and then I think from a woodcutters camp, if we can expand them, that would be awesome. But I'm going to add 2 of them, one on this side and one on the other side, just as an addition to what we already have. So let's put one on the other side as well. So I'm going to build that accordingly. So now I just have to wait for that to be built, and then the next important part is our sawmills, which I think I'm going to build here at the top. So let's, I think about 3 sawmills should be fine. We're not going to be able to really use them just yet. So, because we don't have the workers for that to really work. So for now, we're just going to keep it as is. It doesn't seem like I can really duplicate them as I was able to in the past, but that's okay. So yeah, just going to place the little placeholders there for now. And the rest of our village should then naturally start building up. You can also actually build a small little stonecutters camp here too, as we will require that for this little stone deposit that we have here. So stone isn't really a problem for us. It's mainly our planks and our wood, but this should change quite soon. Right, so let's see, is there additional areas that I can expand to here? No, not that much, but I do think we need to add 1 more person to be a market tender, and our fish should also be something that we need to look at, but we are fine with that for now. So our church have enough places for us to look at. We can actually also start looking at some of our berry huts or gathering huts to gather some berries. We do have more than enough berries, so I don't think we really need to worry about that too much. So for this, I'm going to assign berries and then also meat, because meat is going to be what we're going to process at the end of the day. Maybe fish as well, so that should be good, a good start. And we should also be able to define our warehouse storage as soon as that has been finished. So I'm going to give the city a little bit of time to just develop, and then we'll get back once that has been done, so we can see where we're going to go to forward. And we are back. So the last time we left off is that we were basically starting to expand this little area here, building the lumber camps and the foresters. So most of that building has been completed. We do have a decent net worth of our wood as well as planks, so we have enough to really go by. Some of our buildings have been built here and starting to expand, and we've also assigned a few workers to being fishermen, and then also our little village have expanded to more here to the left side of it. The warehouse has been built, some resources have been moved around, and also another cool thing is that we have started to do some trading. So I bought the Northbury trade route using 20 planks. It does, however, seem that not all of these trade routes are available within the demo, which is unfortunate because they are available in the base game. I don't know if you can go into beta on the base game or the early access version of it. But for our resource perspective, we are selling wood or planks with a minimum of 20 that we want. So every time the trader comes, he'll try and buy as much as he can. I do know that they do have a carry capacity of 25 per round trip. So yeah, so we can only sell that much at a single given time. But that's enough. We just need to get a bit of money because we need to start building our little sawmills and carpenters and try and expand that a little bit, as well as our actual storage location for our fish, which is also very, very important. But since we are on the, let's see, we can actually follow him. He should go to the granary, and then he's going to go to the warehouse so you can see what he can buy and sell, which is actually really, really important. I think we actually sold some meat, most likely. There we go. We got 25 coins from that, so not too bad. It's half decent. We have one butcher that's doing his thing, and then we have our little hunter's hut that's also doing his thing. But on the situation of wood, so we can add more people to work at the sawmill, as we do require that, and we can also add our forester. I also did notice that your forester is only catering for a specific area, which is interesting. I honestly thought that it wouldn't be the case, but it is. So it's very similar to how you would with work with your farmlands. So yeah, I think it's good in a way that you can actually have a forester be specific to a certain area. But I think it might have also been cool if they can actually take care of a specific area that is set for reforestation regardless of where it's placed. But I guess this allows you to be quite specific on how you want to set up your little village. Oh, we have improving trade with Northbury. Thanks for increasing trade, many folk are now looking to settle Northbury, yet the village struggles to feed the extra workforce. If you could send them much needed bread, I might help you later. I don't have bread at the moment, I'm not producing it. So at the moment we need to keep that on hold just for a little bit more. I've also bought some tools, so we also don't produce tools at the moment, so we need to start to buy that from the other village, as we do require that every now and then. Right, so see, we have one person that needs to be assigned, so we can assign them to the sawmill as well. Now we should have an abundance of planks that will be produced, and this can then be sold and used wherever we want. So as soon as our buildings start upgrading and our village starts expanding, this will be very, very helpful. And you can already see that it has expanded here a little bit as well. Right, let's hire these few more people, and we can also assign another market tender, which will then get some meat that we can sell. Should actually be able to sell fish as well. I think let's sell fish here as well. Yes. I know we're going to lose those resources, but it's okay. And then we can put the rest into our meat production, so for our butchery, and then one for our the hunter's hut, and then for our butchery, so that we can spread around how we get our food from and where we're actually expanding to. yeah, so we are expanding here a bit more to the left, and it's really cool to see how the little village has a natural progression to expand and move over that I really do enjoy. Oh, we can actually add another forager for the gathering huts. That is also something that I need to expand a little bit more, because I think we are running low on berries. And berries is never a bad thing to really get. So yeah, I think we've made quite some decent progress. Quite happy with where we are, the situation that we have. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there for today's episode. I really do hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.